So bad news, guys. Unfortunately, I've been having some issues with the 330i. This is not clickbait. I wish it was. If you guys remember, in one of my more recent videos, I mentioned that I was having some type of like misfiring issues with the 330i. I kind of assumed that it had to do with the spark plugs because I never changed them on this car. The car is up to like 37,000 miles and it has been tuned. So when you do have a tuned car, the spark plugs do go a lot faster. So I kind of assumed that's what it was. So in that other video, I actually went ahead and changed out the spark plugs. Now, like I said, the issue is still happening where I'm pretty sure the car is misfiring. So we are gonna have to figure out what that is exactly. So I'm gonna try one more thing to fix this, and if that doesn't work, unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to take it to a shop and see if a professional can really take a proper look at this car. So like I said, I changed the spark plugs, but I did not change the ignition coils, which could possibly be the culprit. Now, rather than just getting some OEM BMW ignition coils and replacing with those, I took it one step further and I got some Dynon ignition coils. Now, Dynon claims that these ignition coils operate more efficiently. I think they say like 10% more efficiently. I'm no engineer, guys. I don't know exactly how they work, but they say that they do work better than the OEM ones. And that's what's in this box right over here. Now, of course, guys, I got 4 because this is a 4-cylinder, but if you have a 6-cylinder, you do of course have to get 6. So one of the ways that having a 4-cylinder is cheaper to maintain because you only need 4 rather than 6. So I'm gonna open these up now. If you guys don't know, these ignition coils, other than just being more efficient as Dynon claims, they're also cooler looking. So if you guys can see that, they're red. Now, I know this is probably a gimmicky thing, but you know, I kind of figured, hey, I'm doing red accents on the car anyways. I might as well get some red ones. If you guys do want some like black or blue, they do have those options as well. But I kind of figured might as well get some red ones. So these should be hopefully pretty easy to install. When I did my spark plugs, it wasn't too bad. The one downside to doing the spark plugs is you can't reach the 4th one back there. I had to take apart all this stuff just to get to the spark plug, which was a pain. The 3 fronts were super easy, but even compared to the spark plugs, these should be easier because you have to take off the ignition coils anyways to get to the spark plugs. So basically it's the same process, except I don't have to take out the actual spark plug. So I'm really hoping that this resolves my issue, the fact that it's brand new and also the fact that it's supposed to run more efficiently. But if that is not the case, like I said, I'm probably gonna have to take the car to a shop and have a professional look at it because it's getting to the point where it's honestly pretty bad. But to install this, guys, what I'm first gonna do is actually just take the car apart. So first thing, of course, just the engine cover. And already with this out of the way, we can now access the first 3 right there. So just a heads up, unlike some of the older BMW engines like the N55 and the N20, it's not a clip holding the ignition coil in. It's these, I think this is an external 8, but the point is it is an external torque, so you do need that bit, which is not the most common bit, whereas with some of those older BMW engines, it's just a clip, you undo it and then you pull it out. So this one is a little more work, but it's really not that bad. But yeah, like I said, obviously we can easily access the first 3, 1, 2, and then 3 right there, but then the 4th one is kind of hidden over there. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get to it, but it's gonna be unlikely. So I'm probably gonna have to take all this out, which is a process in itself. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna knock out the first 3, then we're gonna do the last one. I'm gonna throw you guys on a tripod. I'm gonna try to do it really quickly because if you can't tell, it's looking like it's gonna rain pretty soon. So I definitely don't wanna get rained on right now with the engine bay open like this. So I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod and let's see if we can quickly knock this out. Alright, so let me just pause for a minute and quickly update you guys. So as you can see, I did 2 so far. I didn't do this 3rd yet just because I figured if I'm gonna take all this out, I might as well wait to do that 3rd one. It's just gonna be easier to do with the 4th. So now I was right what I said before, these are external 8mm. The new coils do come with new hardware, so you don't have to reuse the old one, which is actually pretty nice. And then on top of that, you have to remove the clip, which I think I failed to mention before. To remove this, you basically have to pull this piece back and then you press it to unclip it. Very similar to a lot of other BMW clips if you guys know them. So far this has been super easy, but like I said guys, those other two are gonna be the bigger headache. Now, I probably made it seem like these misfires happen all the time. They really don't. They happen like once in a while, especially when the car is still cold, but it happens enough to notice it and even for my wife to notice it. So after I do all of this, I'm gonna give it a few days and see if I can feel that misfire again. Without making this video too long, I'm probably not gonna leave all that in this video because it's probably gonna happen like when I'm driving to work or something like that. So it's not even something that I can probably film, but what I'll do is update you guys down in the comments below and I'll let you know if I still feel that issue or if it's just completely gone, which I'm really hoping is the case. So with that said, we're gonna get to installing those last two. So we're gonna remove all of this stuff that's blocking it over there. That is gonna be a little time consuming. Alright, so another update. So as you guys can see from those last clips, I managed to get all that stuff out of the way. Now, I do have some of this stuff just hanging on the side here. There's a reason for that. I don't know what this line is. I'm assuming because this is a Canadian car, it used to have a charger down over here, like, you know, like once it gets really cold to keep your car warm or something like that. Because this line used to go to like where the battery terminal is, and then it also goes all the way over here, down here, which the charger used to be. I don't know if it's actually called a charger, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's basically that port that you plug in the car. It used to have it, but since I switched to this M Sport bumper, it no longer has it. So I don't need it. I'm here in New York. I mean, it gets cold here, but it's not like Canada. So although it's already broken on this end, I don't want to go ahead and disconnect all of it right now. So I kind of just left this thing on the side. And then this piece here also seems like it's connected to this rubber piece, and it looks like it's one of those like punch-in clips. So I don't even want to disconnect that. Like, there's no point. It's all out of the way anyway, so I can easily access those other ignition coils, as you guys can see. Also with the rubber as well, I didn't fully take that off because I don't want to deal with like putting that side back on. So as long as I have enough space to work. I know this isn't the cleanest way of doing it, and I know I might trigger some people, but I don't care guys. It is what it is. This car isn't like a brand new car. I just want to get this done, especially before it starts raining, because that could be really bad. So with that said, I'm going to throw you guys back on the tripod. We'll knock out the last two. So as you guys saw, I finished installing the last of the ignition coils, and I think I made a discovery. I tried to show you guys as I was doing it, but let me just show you again. So one of the ignition coils, the third one specifically, if you guys can see, it has this like, I don't know if the camera's gonna focus, it has something all over it. It doesn't look too good if I'm being honest. If I compare it to one of the others, these ones here were totally clean. So I don't know if there's something going on with this cylinder, with this ignition coil. Again, it looks like dust or like dirt or maybe like brake dust. I know it's not brake dust, but I'm saying like that's what it almost looks like. But I have no idea what this is, and I don't know if this is what's contributing to that like misfire that I'm feeling. So I don't know if even replacing these ignition coils will resolve it, because maybe the new one will just get whatever this is all over it. I don't know if like it's misfiring and it's causing this. I really don't know. For now though, I'm just gonna assume that it's just dirt. I really don't know, guys. I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't actually expecting to discover something like this, and this is kind of making me nervous. So I really hope this doesn't mean that there's a bigger issue going on with this car. But otherwise guys, moving on from that, we're just gonna fire up the car before I put everything back on and see if it feels good, if we have any check engine lights or anything like that. All right, fingers crossed guys. All right, so it feels smooth. No check engine lights. car seems to be running pretty well. So I think I'm good. What I'm gonna do is just close everything back up off camera because I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch, guys. I won't bore you with that whole process. I'll put everything back together. All right, so as you guys can see, we have everything into engine bay put back together. I ran the car for a little bit. It seems like it's running pretty well right now, but like I said, we'll take the car for a drive and make sure that it's running smoothly. And again, I'll keep you guys updated because, you know, it's probably not gonna happen now, probably it's not gonna happen tomorrow, but it'll happen if it's gonna happen maybe like in a few days from now. So with that said, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, with that said, this video is pretty much done, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.